seen, there's been a lot of talk this year about, we're very blessed to have some senior leadership on defense, the guys coming back. And I've seen, biggest thing I've seen so far is, number one, a different expectation of having those seniors makes a big difference. As well as our, the assistant coaches, Coach Garvin, Coach Lacey, Coach Bover, Coach Thompson. It's been unique that we had zero coaching change on defense, and for years past year we've always had somebody leave and get somebody new, and it's been a blessing so far the last 3 days just to realize, hey, we know our schemes, and let's just go get them done. And so my initial reaction is, watching our coaches work and watching our kids work has been it's been awesome. I was talking with somebody earlier, and usually the last couple of years I come in here I have no voice. This year I have a little bit of voice left because I haven't had to do as much correction. I've got a little bit of voice at this media day compared to years past.
10 defensive starters back. Add Tommy Connors to that mix. Wow, gotta make you almost start drooling when you see that.
Yeah, we do. It's exciting, We feel that our coaching staff on defense feels a deep responsibility to Coach Lucas and this program, and we work extremely hard recruiting. And when you look at, this is the first year since we've been here with Coach Lucas that we've been able to say we've been here with these guys as they've come through their college career. And our goal is to make sure that they have the best senior year that's possible. The bottom line is to get a ring, get a championship. For those guys that have sacrificed and put the amount of snaps, the number of snaps that Mark Bill, Tommy Connors, Ryan Goder, Nathan Clofus, Rakeem Wilson, Curtis Strong, you start naming off the starters on defense that are seniors, and they put a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears in this program. It's our responsibility as their coaches to make sure that it's successful. And Coach talked about expectations earlier about nothing less than a ring, and that's the feeling we have.
In years past, we've run the 4-3-4 around here. We'll kind of shift this year, maybe we're going to 4-2-5, where we have more defensive backs.
Yeah, we do. We've got some different wrinkles we're doing schematically. You've heard me talk in the past about utilizing our personnel the best, and that's something we really strive to do. Putting the right people on the field, no matter what they play, but your best 11, and in different situations. And so we've kind of tweaked a couple of things, but we don't change. One of the things we talk about consistency is, we've got goals, and defensive goals in my mind as a coordinator, and something I've learned through some good defensive head coaches that I've worked for, including Mike Lucas, is that you don't change your goals. You got to tackle well, you got to run the football, and you got to get takeaways. We got to keep people out of the end zone. We've given up some points that we shouldn't have in the past, and we talk about where we finish in takeaways, and these guys will talk about what they mean to us. We make a big deal. We've had 56 takeaways the last 2 years, and that's #1 in the conference. And we talk about ways to get that even better. And scoring takeaways and creating scoring opportunities for our offense. The bottom line doesn't matter what schemes you do. If you can't tackle well and you can't run to the football with extreme effort and you get takeaways, you're not going to have a very successful defense. So, regardless of what we do, who is where, scheme-wise, those basics of our defense are always true.
I know one of the things last year that kind of gave you fits and you tinkered with every week was the defensive line. Not having enough bodies this week, maybe having enough bodies this week, not having the experience there. We're able to go out recruiting and land you a couple of them big boys to get after the quarterback. How's it how's it feel to actually have a defensive line now that you can get after the quarterback with?
Yeah, that's a great point, Todd. We were able to get some immediate help there with the junior college players with CJ and Luther that we signed at semester back in December. But ultimately, we signed those guys, and you add Devin Batmore back in the mix, Tremaine Lucas, Steve Pashinsky, those defensive tackle spots. Those guys are evident. You look at where you want to start. Well, you guys, Coach talked about our offense getting in manageable downs, running the football. Okay, well, defensively, we keep them out of manageable downs by stopping them. And those big guys in the middle are where it all starts. And Coach Lacey does an outstanding job coaching them, and we let them play. And we've talked about there's guys when you get recruited that you want to go somewhere and you want to play, right? And you want to play the way, nobody wants to go somewhere and you come to Southeastern, you're going to be able to play your style of game and under our guidelines. And we've got some D linemen that can really pound it now, and some depth. We always felt like in the past we've had one or two. Our ones were good, and we kind of were thin. We got some depth. Coach Rudolph's got some offensive line depth. We got some depth on the defensive line finally. That we've really got some guys that are growing up into the program that makes it a lot easier to coach with.
The talent, the experience, the leadership, the guys growing up in the program. Coach Lucas said he does not want to be sitting around in December looking back going, maybe we could have done this, maybe we could have done that. What happened here, what happened there? Obviously you have to feel the same way as your head coach does. With all the talent you got, are you looking forward to those playoffs and not sitting there in December looking back at what could have been?
No doubt. We talk about it. We've talked about it day one of camp, and that was the last time we talked about it, because right now our goals are to get better each day and working towards that first game, which is Tulane in the Dome. We won't talk about that until you take it game by game, but ultimately our guys know that where we were picked in the conference and what our expectations are, that we're going to have to go to Nacogdoches, Texas, last week of the conference and go win. And that's a good challenge. I have an extreme amount of respect for Coach Harper and Coach Dawson, what they do offensively at Stephen F. Austin. And I really look forward to having that opportunity to go over there and see what we can do. They're very good. They came out last year against us, the second last week of the season, and we didn't perform well. And it's been on my heart as defense coordinator. It's been on my mind. What can we do? They won the league last year. They're picked to win it this year. They should be. And what can we do to beat the champion? It's one thing for us to say this is what we want to do, but it's another thing to realize who you got to go through to get there. They are. They're the champion right now. So it's a great feeling defensively to know what's ahead of us.
Cool. Thanks, Coach.